to on this Madness Monday. You already know we right here at work decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals, see what's the talk of the town. It's going down. The word in the curve. You heard me. Let me just set this up. All right. Okay, we Gucci now. I hope everybody's having a lovely Monday out there. You already know. We're having the late night edition right here after dark. Now, I do want to start off by saying, now just to say that what I say on here is just my opinions only. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, and they're just my opinions at the end. So don't get so bent out of shape. Yesterday, I was on here talking about, religion, and somebody took offense to it and reached out to me and to give me an earful. I'm like, my guy, these are just my opinions, my guy. Don't get so bent out of shape. Don't let it get to you. That's all they are, merely just my opinions. Like, why are you promoting all this negativity? Like, negativity? What the fuck? Because I said I didn't believe in God. That's promoting negativity. That is crazy. I didn't realize that. See, and this is the kind of stuff that I be talking about, that people get so bent out of shape and come and start, saying all this shit, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? I will never understand. What's cracking like it, Mr. Pasa is definitely up in the casa. What's cracking like it, my boy? What's good? What's good? Dash pull up in the house. Religion is nonsense. Yeah, like I have said, if people believe that's within their right, they're allowed to. They can do whatever they want. I'm not tripping. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why they trip on me. I'll never understand that. Modelo dropped a new drink. Modelo. Oh yeah, I seen it. It's like in a red thing, no, a red box or whatever. It has more alcohol to it. I think it has like, I forgot how much it said. I don't know, like 6%. It's like kind of like malt liquor, sort of. I haven't tried it there yet because obviously I don't know. So I was like, ah. I mean, I'll probably give it a try, right? Just to see que pedo, right? But you're promoting facts. Like, I'm just speaking on my opinions. Like, these are just but like just how I see things, right? But they get so, I don't know. I'm watching it while watching a test review on my other. Oh no, you should watch the Calculus Professor. That's more important than me. Made up prison stories about them being tough. It's what makes Stubbs and Gunner happy in life. It makes them feel better about themselves overall because of how they view, I guess, the scenario in general, right? Maybe because they always idolize these individuals, or they lived it or claim to live there for so long, that now that they're on the opposite end, they just can't come to terms with that, right? So rewriting their story online gives them the joy that they once felt, even though they claim that they don't care for that no more and everything like that. Like I said, what they say and what they do is completely contradicting each other. So it's very hard to tell where exactly they really do stand on this, right? Because they're saying one thing, but they're doing another. So it just doesn't make any sense. And they think people pointing this out makes them haters when it's like, no, this is just the facts of things, though. It's kind of like somebody saying that they fucking hate hamburgers and that they will never eat a hamburger while they're eating a hamburger. It's just like, people are going to wonder, like, well, then why the fuck are you eating a hamburger? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, you claim that you don't care about being a gangster and don't want to be, that you grew out of that, but get mad when people call you that you're not or tell you that you're not a gangster. That's just, I don't. Which one is it, my guy? I could care less if a person believes in God or not. I respect people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like, no one's out here telling you like anything. You know what I mean? That's just insane to me. Like, so you're telling me because people don't believe in God, that automatically makes them a bad person? That is like, how did you come to that? How did you come to that? You know, like what proof do you actually have of this? You know, it's like that. It's a trip to me. What's crazy like in Derek? That's right. I could get it. Wes Watson thinks he's the coolest guy ever walked. He just no, actually, he just wants to be considered tough for some strange reason. Like he wants people to think he's a tough guy. I don't know. Maybe he's. I really don't know. And Hindu people or Muslim talk about their God being a real Christian, not stripping everyone is towards. So yeah, that's another thing too. Like people want to push that these good morals and good and love and peace and love, right? Everybody, all these people's religion pushes love and peace and and all this righteous talk, yet they you know there's all these wars and all these murders and fucking genocides and fucking discrimination and hating and negativity, and it's just like, how the fuck could you be saying one thing and then doing the opposite? That just doesn't make any sense, right? And then not only that, but then you're pushing about this one thing that all of these groups have in common, though, is that they believe in something, a higher being, right? A higher being who is this all powerful and all knowing and all being, right? Yet from what we live and see in life, right? It's like, well, how can this higher being who has all this power and whatnot just allow all this shit just to happen, right? When you're pushing him to being this caring person or this caring, loving deity or whatever the fuck, right? But yeah, he's just gonna be kicking back and watching when he has the power to stop it, right? It just doesn't make any sense. But that's just the way I see things, though. Like, that's just my belief. I'm not telling you that you have to see it the way I see it and that you're wrong and I'm right. You know what I mean? It's like, if people want to believe in whatever religion they believe in, Christianity, Catholic, you know Hindu, Jewish, whatever, that's cool, bro. I'm not gonna tell you, hey, you're dumb, or you get what I'm saying. Like, you're entitled to believe. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong and you're right. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? But this is the way I see it, though. Like, he was acting like if I was on here trying to recruit people to see it my way. It's like, no, I'm telling you why I see things my way. I'm not saying you have to jump on board. It's like if I was debating the damn subject, you know? And he's like, well, people believe in the dinosaurs or they believe in these old books, but they're not going to believe in this book. And it's like, yeah, but because these historic facts have actual proof to back it up, though. There's actually proof. Like, we have discovered, proof of these events and these things. It's just not scripture. It's just not eyewitness testimony. It's not just people saying that this happened, but because we have evidence to see it. We have evidence backing these people's claims. That's the difference. You know what I mean? And not only that, but even though those who say, like, in the Bible doesn't even say that it doesn't say that dinosaurs don't exist or whatever. Didn't God create all the creatures? Wouldn't that mean that He created them as well? The hell kind of shit is that? Like, that's just dumb. That's almost as dumb as saying that the devil rules hell. Like, what? When I heard that part, I was just like, oh, these people don't even know what the fuck they're talking about no more. Like, didn't God create hell to punish the devil and his fucking followers? He's gonna be down there. He's gonna be. He can't be ruling it, right? He's there to be punished, right? Wasn't the whole thing that the devil roams around the earth, not ruling over hell? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or when they say that drinking alcohol is bad, but yet fucking Jesus turned fucking water into wine. No, man. Like, bro. Like, do you even read the Bible, bro? I'm starting to wonder. It's a trip. um, not like the reason why I just won't debate the subject, right? It's just that if this actually makes people strong, if this actually helps people, like, right, like, well, whatever battles that they had within their life, right? Maybe they had some drug problems, alcohol problems. I don't fucking know, right? I don't know people. But if this helped them, better themselves, and if this actually, helps them be in a better state of mind than before, then who the fuck am I to take it away from them? You get what I'm saying? Like, who am I to come and say that they're wrong? You get what I mean? Like, okay, if some people need that, then, like, I'm not gonna be, coming and trying to take that away from them. You know what I mean? Like, some people just need something to hold on to, and I get it, like, whatever helps them sleep at night, como dicen. I mean, it's not like, something that's like killing them or when hitting people in my. He doesn't give a fuck about. He gets 25 years in prison when asked by his current. Bro, that is such a fucking lie. He cares if they. Oh, he definitely cares. Who the fuck is he trying to kid, bro? That fool. Psst. Bro, he couldn't even be seen in a Honda. Right? That would be devastating. His living conditions in there, he definitely cares. What's cracking like in my boy Lil Rich? No religion have any proof, just feelings. Why it's called faith? Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's just that in the real world, we could go based off of faith, right? Like, you just need to pray and have faith and have hope, right? Or we can actually get this man to a hospital and actually, give him, whatever he needs to actually help him survive. I'm just a person who believes in science and believes in reality. Because God challenges about believing in something we want. It just that doesn't make any sense to me. Then, you know what I mean? It's like I'm a father. I'm a father. I have kids. I would never put my children through any kind of shit like this, right? I just don't see how somebody who cares and is a loving parent could actually stand around and allow all this to happen. I just don't see how that's possible. You know, like, if I was to tell people, let's say if you let's switch the scenario. Let's say if you were God, right, and we're talking about your specific kids, your kids, right? Would you put them through everything that these people are put through? I really find it hard to believe that you would actually say, yes, I would put them through all of this. Talking about people scenarios out there, right? That had people that have been raped, tortured, and all kinds of shit like that, right? Like, were you telling me that you just gonna stand around and allow this to happen? Like, let's say if you had the ability, if you were him himself, would you just stand by and allow this and just watch? I find it really hard to believe that people would actually do that. You know, like, really, really hard. You know what I mean? Like, oh, why didn't God destroy the devil? If always wonder. uh, I don't know. I mean, it seems that he doesn't mind, creating natural disasters that kill all kinds of people, right? So, I mean, I don't know. It's a good question. Why allow him to roam around the earth and pollute people? That's true. I guess I just don't dwell on the subject all that much because it would be dwelling on something that I just don't see. Why waste my time on that? if overall the whole concept in itself, I'm just not a believer in, right? And just dissecting it piece by piece would be kind of like wasteful thinking, in my opinion. Not only that, but everybody claims that their religion is the right one, like their way of life is the right one, you know. And we have so many different religions. Shit, Christianity in itself is broken up into like fucking 8 different ones. and you know what? No, and the more trippy part about all of this is that, let's say, for example, even though these people are crazy and it is a cult, Scientology, for example, you know, Scientology is a cult, but anywho, is their church way and living right. And the story, even though their story may be a little out there, nonetheless, one, the creator of that he have a vision spoken to, just like the other ones. But people call him crazy and that shit's fake and wooty woo, and it's like, well, but why though? Like, how his whole entire thing, you know, was brought to him was the same way that your guys' thing was brought to you guys. So why is he crazy? Why? Because it's like it's 2025 or whatever year started, fucking 2009 or 6 or whatever the fuck. Because when the 2000s, it has to be fake. Like, if your religion wasn't around back then, it's not possible. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. And then how, you know, the Western, you know, side of, you know, religion, you know, talks so much smack about, you know, the Eastern side, or like the Muslims, right? And it's like, Muhammad, like, no, he wasn't brought no wrong. And it's like, what? But if it was brought to your side, you don't believe that. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Not only that, but it's like, I mean, we just got to look at the results. Look at the results, you know, of people that follow this religion. I mean, fuck. There's a lot of bad people. I mean, the fact that the Catholic Church was protecting a lot of these priests that were arresting these kids, right? And we're tired. I mean, I could understand if it was like, well, nah, I can't even understand, right? But I at least can see them covering up for maybe, like, if it was one individual, 2, 3, you're already pushing it. But we're talking about, there's been hundreds, bro. Hundreds. That's the crazy, scary part about it. There's been hundreds. How do we know there's been hundreds? Because a lot of them have been convicted, and it was more than 100. Right? And all these motherfuckers were just getting protected, and, you know, they you know, just swept under the rug, and they were just moved to different locations, you know, kept a secret. That's just crazy to me. What is your religion? Oh, I don't have a religion. I don't believe in nothing like that, right? I believe in science. Like, I'm a person who's just a believer in humanity and science. Does that make me a bad person? No, it doesn't. Right? But I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a good person either, right? I'm not gonna come on here and bullshit, but I like somebody who just gets a joy out of destruction and negativity. Maybe before, right? But like, let's say, like, for example, like, all atheists are evil people. Like, that is stupid to say. And I don't even like the term atheist in itself either. God rules hell and heaven. Because the devil in hell, the devil can leave because God rules over. No, well, it says that, at least in the Bible, it says that, no, that the devil does roam earth. I believe in the creator. No, and that's cool. Like, if people believe in the creator, they're entitled to. Like I said, you know, like that. That's cool, right? Like, I believe in this. You know, people believe in that, and that's cool. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're wrong. You know, I'm not one of those people. Pretty much is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not one of those people that are gonna be like, you're wrong and I'm right. You get me? Like, okay, if you believe in it, that's cool, bro. You know, I believe in this, and as long as people just don't be like, oh, if you don't believe, that's what I'm getting at. Like, I give people respects. You know, if they have their beliefs, and that's cool. You know, I respect you and where you stand. The thing is that once I say I don't believe in God, people have a problem with that, and it's like, Well, bro, if I don't have a problem with your beliefs, why do you have a problem with my beliefs? It's just crazy. Especially if you're the one that's preaching the the holy, loving word. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like they find that irritating for some reason or negative. Can you see the chat? Yeah, I can see the chat. My bad. It's just that I'm slow. I like to actually read everybody's thing, right? I really don't like skipping over people. To say believe is to not know. Wes Watson said even if he's gonna be running everything in prison and people. That is crazy. What's wrong with driving on the course? I don't know, but it's beneath Wes Watson. Wes Watson, for Wes Watson is nothing but like Lambos and Bugattis and all that other crap. LeBron or Messi as the GOAT? No, LeBron can't be in the GOAT conversation, in any GOAT conversation. LeBron will never be the GOAT. LeBron James' way of playing the game is not GOAT-like related. Doesn't mean that he was not a great player. He's a phenomenal player. He's had a phenomenal career, but that doesn't make him the GOAT, though. What I think removes him from the conversation of GOAT is his mentality. The way he approaches the game is his biggest flaw when it comes to being in the GOAT conversation. Not so much his playing style, but the way he looks at the game, the way he approaches the game. Michael Jordan and Kobe never had to be crying to the refs and flopping all the damn time like he has. They never cried about, I need more help or moving around from team to team to look, for, a cast of fucking star players to play with. You know what I mean? Like when fucking Kobe Bryant won his rings, the only other good player that he had was fucking Powell. Outside of Powell, he had no, when Powell was injured, because he would get injured a lot, Kobe had to carry fucking a team that, was, fucking, Blake and, Luke Walton and Shannon Brown and, you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck are these guys? LeBron James over here playing with fucking, Dwayne Wade, Bosh, Kevin Love, Kyrie. He's always complaining too. Like, fucking A, bro. And not only that, but Kobe and Michael Jordan never called themselves the GOAT. They never said, I'm the GOAT. They never said that they were the kings. They never said that they were the best players. They never gave themselves those titles. The fan base, the fans gave them those titles. They never once said that they were the best. As a matter of fact, they always would say how they could improve in their game. I could improve in this. I can improve in that. They never said that my game is finally complete. They always, complained about when they would lose, like, I could have played harder. I could have done better. I have to practice more. That's what they would say. LeBron James is like, well, I don't know. My teammates were kind of sluggish today. But never takes accountability. You know what I mean? And that's just what removes him from the GOAT conversation. You don't hear Messi doing that. You don't see Messi behaving like that. Because Messi's a GOAT in his sport. Like, and why Messi tops Ronaldo is because Ronaldo is more of a player who concentrates on his style, like only worried about how he plays, while Messi doesn't mind getting he plays better in the team. Like, he doesn't mind getting his teammates involved and elevating them. Messi elevates his teammates. Ronaldo just elevates himself. Wes is going to hoop them everything. Maybe that's why. Maybe he misses hooping. Be honest, are you softer on your kids than your parents were? Oh yeah, 100. As a matter of fact, everything that was done with me, I do the opposite with my kids. I'm not even gonna lie. And that is why my kids didn't being products of the streets. And I wasn't a strict parent and ruled over their every move. Like, hey, who are you talking to? You know what I mean? But I never hit them. You know what I mean? And I never had to. Right? How Christianity makes people think so twisted. They defend hell and that they created it. Him, Lord. Oh, I know that, bro. I know that. Yeah, that's definitely facts. Like that's not the best way to fix the problem, right? Like, okay, if these people are misbehaving, I'm just gonna send them to this place where they're gonna be, fucking tortured. I don't know. Like, like if let's just put that in perspective, like in the real world, right? Let's say a parent, if my son misbehaves, I'm gonna send him to the basement where he's gonna be tortured, for misbehaving. Everybody would be like, "Hey, nah, hell, hey, somebody call child services. Hey, this motherfucker's crazy right here. Hey, this guy doesn't love his kids. Fucking, this guy's a." But right here, we have to just be like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's perfectly understandable." Like what? Okay, it's a trip. I worry about it as much as I worry about vampires and fairies. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just live life. Like to think that in order for people to not misbehave, this has to be the reality is just insane to me. I'm just like, what? Why? Like why? Because you just don't have confidence in man. You have no faith. Like, but to automatically assume that this it's a trip. Like, oh well, if there's no God and nothing like that, then what's stopping people from doing bad things? Like the humanity in them, the human in them. What kind of shit is that? The fact that you have to even ask the question is fucking mind blowing to me. Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, so if there's no consequences, people are just gonna do whatever the fuck they want? Oh, I guess. That's funny. Not even serial killers behave in that manner. Sure, they do atrocities and bad crimes, right? But to say that they misbehave in all manners, it's like, well, no, we see that that's not true, right? From studying these individuals, you know, like when I had said about Mullins and Kentman, who were both serial killers. Like one disliked one because he killed people for absolutely no reason, and he thought that that was horrendous. And then the other guy thought that this guy was a monster because he killed people for a sexual nature. And it's like, what are you guys talking about? You guys are both serial killers, right? But even they had boundaries. Even there was lines that they wouldn't cross, right? Even though you're thinking like, well, what the fuck? But that's what I mean, though. Like people just wouldn't move like that, even if they were the sickest, because these two individuals were some of the worst monsters that have ever walked this planet, right? And even there was lines and shit that they wouldn't do for whatever their fucking twists are, right? So to think that if you had individuals that were capable, then they all hell would break loose. Like no, because look, not even these motherfuckers move like that, and these are some of the foulest individuals, right? And clearly they didn't care about the law. Clearly they didn't give a flying fuck, right? No, I just don't like the term atheist because, um, like, I just don't like to be put in a box with a label, right? Like as in a group because there's some atheists that are very disrespectful and kind of like you know like assholes, you know what I mean? And it's just like to think that like not all atheists move and think the same either, right? But it's that brand label that's just I guess I don't know. I don't believe because it's fictional. Yeah, facts. Like I'm not a believer because I just don't believe it. What about people who worship people? No, like I don't believe people should worship people either though. Like like you shouldn't have to be fucking ruling. Like you know what I mean? Like this person needs like you can respect people. You know what I mean? People can respect people, look up to people, but to say that you have to like praise them, like no, nobody should be praised. What's cracking like in Rogelio? What's cracking like in shout out to Tiny Boy? Kobe is the GOAT. Fuck yeah, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. To me, Kobe will forever be the GOAT. Because Michael Jordan didn't score 81 points in a game and had a long run of 60 something points in a game. You know, Magic, Michael Jordan played with uh, Dennis Rodman, who was a Hall of Famer, Scottie Pippen, who was a Hall of Famer, Armstrong, who was an All Star, Longley, who was an All Star. Let's keep that in mind. They were All Stars. They have All Star, on their belts, right? A cool coach, you know, who, six man and the best European shooter, Steve Kerr, who won the 3-point shooting contest, right? So Harper. So he had a pretty, Kobe just had Shaq for those 3 championships, but outside of the Shaq, when Shaq left, he had Powell. Powell's not a Hall of Famer, you know. And outside of Powell and Shaq, there was nobody else that when he won those championships. People can't even say he had Steve Nash and Howard. Well, they didn't win nothing. You get what I mean? I'm talking about when he carried that team to the championship. Who else did he have besides Powell? Lamar Odom was never an All Star. You know, fucking Artez was far from being who he was with the Pacers. Right? Like he had no other active All-Star with him. And then the bench that was full of people that nobody could even name. Like what? Luke Walton, who's that? Steve Blake, who's that? Shannon Brown, who's that? Michael Jordan's teammates are names that people know because they're fucking, elite players, elite. So when people be like, whoa, Michael Jordan did it by himself. No, he didn't. Before Scottie Pippen got there, he didn't win no championships. He needed them to get a star, and they, drafted Scottie Pippen. You know what I mean? And Scottie Pippen wasn't a star, right away, right? That's why it took them a while. Then they, got, Dennis Rodman. Then they were able to make it happen. But Jordan himself couldn't do it. Because it's a team sport. So for LeBron James thinking that, he and only him is the reason why they win is fucking ridiculous. Like, what? Look at this guy. Thinking he's the one. Will Chamberlain from the Warriors too. Yeah. And even when it was, Jerry West, Will Chamberlain, and Elgin Baylor, they couldn't pull it off. You know what I mean? I mean, they ended up pulling one up, right? But Baylor wasn't in that one. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a team sport, bro. Right? And the fact that Kobe was able to do what he was able to do with what he had, it was fucking phenomenal, bro. Now, yeah, sure, there was flaws in Kobe's game, ball hogging and taking shots that he shouldn't be taking. He could distribute the ball more. But that doesn't excuse, like, his greatness, though, right? Because everybody has flaws like that. Michael Jordan was the same way, right? And Jordan himself said the only one that could beat him in a game of basketball he thinks was Kobe, because Kobe took all his moves and made them better. He improved on his moves, right? And yeah, without Jordan, you wouldn't have Kobe. This is very true, right? But that's what I mean. It was like seeing Jordan, but just elevated more, though, because he was able to do more crazy stuff, like having an 81-point game, right? Like, and not only keep in mind, Jordan was bigger than Kobe. Kobe was smaller than LeBron and Jordan. They were taller than him, bigger than him. They were small forwards. Kobe was a shooting guard. You get what I'm saying? And Will Chamberlain, okay, like he was like 7'1". Kobe almost got near his numbers, being 6'5". It's crazy. It's a big difference in height. and power. You know, like imagine if Kobe had the body like LeBron James, 6'9", or no, he's 6'10", 6'9", 6'10". He's 5 inches taller than Kobe, and yeah, he has less accomplishments than him. I mean, rings, right? And LeBron never won no defensive player. Well, he won once, right? But these guys have multiple defensive players. Oh no, he doesn't have one. The one he was supposed to have, I think Marc Gasol won it that year. So I don't even think he has any, defensive players of the year. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good shopping with you guys, and we out.